finding your comfortable position for the name practice. And it's always useful to straighten up the body. This promotes this sense of wakefulness, which is useful because when we begin mindfulness, often sleepiness and drowsiness comes up. So if we're more upright, open chest, gently straightened back, that's really useful. And then we relax in this position. And actually, when they look at long-term meditators, they did a study on long-term Zen meditators, they were able to hold this position but have the level of relaxation in their spine of sleep. So we can train this ability to be both upright and relaxed. So settling into that position now and closing your eyes or gently looking at the ground in front of you. And we can always begin with the contact points with the chair or the bed, the floor, that sense of contact, solidity, groundedness. So just tuning into that, feeling those different feelings. And it's a simple tool, but that's a useful one when we feel difficult emotions, just to feel that contact with the ground or chair. And maybe taking a couple of deep breaths. And then the first stage of name is to notice what's going on. So to scan through your body and from your head to your toes, just noticing what sensations are there. And noticing, are there any emotional sensations, any feelings that you would call emotional in quality? So these are often down the midline of the body, the face, the throat, the heart, the tummy. But it can be in the whole body. Our nervous system is throughout the whole body. And so we can feel emotions everywhere. And it's very personal. So just tuning into your experience of emotion. And it's a lot like wine tasting in that at first we might not notice much, but as we develop our palate, we can pick up the subtleties of emotion. And actually, there's always some background mood or emotion, even when it feels very neutral and like there's no emotion. There's a subtle emotion there. So noticing if there's that subtle background hum of emotion, or are there more clear sensations like the knot or butterflies in the tummy, tension in the chest or heart, the throat, tension in the brow, or there could be heat in the body or coldness. And once you have a general sense of what's going on, just choosing one sensation that is more difficult to be with. And if you can't find a difficult sensation, then that's fine. Just pick any sensation and just practice with that. The skills work for both positive and negative emotions. So finding that difficult sensation and just having some curiosity. What's the shape? How deep does it go in the body? Is it moving or is it still? Is it warm or cold? Are there different sensations within the main sensation, like hot spots or pressure? Does it change as you observe it? Are there reactions to it? So as you observe it, is there thoughts that come up, judgment, worry? Or are there other emotions, secondary emotions? So just being curious. So the first stage is noticing with curiosity. And then the second stage is acknowledging, which means naming it. So what would you call this sensation? Would you call it anxiety? Would you call it frustration, anger? Would you call it sadness, numbness? Or would you call it peace, calm, excitement, hopefulness? So just naming whatever it is. And if it isn't clear, you can just call it tension or relaxation or the broad physical quality. And then we make space for it. So the M in name is for making space. And that means we breathe into this sensation. So we link our breath with the feeling, almost like we're breathing into it. And we soften around it. So we can often tense around difficult feelings. So softening around it, relaxing where you can. In your mind, you can say, I allow this. I wouldn't choose this sensation, but it's here, so I can accept it, and it doesn't have to control me. And also having a sense of your wider body around it. So that's another way to make space. There's this difficult sensation, but there are other sensations in the body. So having a more global, wider sense of the body with the feeling. And then the final step, once you've spent a bit of time making space, is to expand your awareness beyond this sensation. So, yes, this sensation is difficult. It's here in the present moment, taking your attention, but actually, there are other things on the stage of the present moment. So, this is just one player that the spotlight is on, and we can open up that spotlight to cover the whole stage, so we can begin to notice the sounds around us. Maybe you can hear the lovely bird song that I can hear. If not, it might be the hum or sounds of the city, or it might be the sounds in your room. And noticing the sensations of sitting, and then opening your eyes and noticing what you can see around you. And again, with this sense of curiosity. So not just taking your room for granted, actually, can you see something different? Is there some change, some novelty? And even just tapping into this sense of curiosity is useful at these times when we're stuck in a house, feeling boredom, feeling these difficulties. And so that's the name practice. So notice, acknowledge, make space, and then expand beyond. And it's another one to do if we are finding difficult sensations and emotions are pulling us out to the present moment. So it's becoming hard to concentrate on what we're doing, to be task focused, or to be in relationship with others. And, it would be one to work at and to practice. And the key is to do this with a kind awareness, so a sense of compassion. So we're not trying to control and push away this feeling. We're trying to soften around it, make space, be kind to ourselves, and then expand into what we are doing and to focus into our task and into life. And that can be part of all the practices we've done before. So whenever we're working with the body, you can use this. You can work through different sensations. So there might be one really strong sensation, but with anxiety, we've been talking about quite a bit. There is often, there is tension in the jaw. There might be trembling in the limbs. There might be the heart beating, or a sort of tension in the chest, or rapid breathing. And there might be gnawing in the stomach, or that feeling in the pit of the stomach, or kind of butterflies. So there could be lots of different sensations going on. So you could work through each of those. And we did it quite slowly, but actually with time, we can do this really quickly. It can be done in 10 seconds. So as soon as a difficult feeling pops up that is really starting to control us, we just notice, name it, make space, and then expand beyond it. And the making space, so the breath can be really helpful. Maybe if you try this now, just really tense your fist and hold that really tight and focus on it and think to yourself, yeah, I don't like this tension. I don't want it. It's difficult. It's hard to hold. And then as you're doing that, just feel that tension and breathe at the same time. Breathe into it and just observe the tension, but have some more awareness with the breath. And then expand beyond the tension. So take in your whole arm and the whole body. And is there any shift in that tension? Does it change even a little bit? And this is what we're using. So this can be useful with pain and other difficult sensations, difficult emotions, just breathing and breathing into them. And then we soften around them. So often there's a difficult feeling and we tense and brace. So we're relaxing and softening around it. And we can use some self-talk to say, I allow this, I accept this. And that self-talk can help with making space. And then we also have this wider body around the difficult feelings. So say it's, the tightness in the chest, we actually take in the whole body, and just widening that awareness actually can soften it a little bit and just makes it more able to be there. And then we can listen to the emotion. We can say, is this telling me something useful? Is it telling me I need to connect with someone? Is it telling me that I need to look at my priorities for the day and check I'm living with my values? Does it mean that I need to do something supportive, an activity that can reduce my stress? So take a little bit of time off the current task and just have a walk or do some deep breathing or play a musical instrument or whatever you like to do. And then sometimes the emotions are more just they're noise rather than signal. So they're not useful information. They're more our nervous system overreacting. And in that case, we want to use this process to make space, allow, and then to put our focus into what we care about, even with the difficult feeling.